Welcome to Woodshop 101. This is episode 131 for July 23rd, 2018. I'm Jeremy Crawford of the Countryside Workshop, and I'm joined today by my co-hosts Sam Wooddell of Sam Ryan Designs and Drew Short of Rock-n H Woodshop, and our special guest, Glen from DIY Creators. What's going on, everybody?
What's happening?
Hey!
Man, it's good to get you on, Glen.
Thanks for having me.
I feel like we've had this planned for a long time now.
Yes.
We haven't talked in over a month. What's Sam and I get no love?
I know, seriously.
Sam, it's a pleasure to have you on the show again.
Well, at least me and Drew have talked to each other. We'll just salute you, Jeremy.
Yeah,
Just by text.
I'm sure.
Yeah, text.
But we would talk to a lot of anybody.
I know. You've been on vacation, which is good. But we would love to thank our patrons, and we're so excited to be back. John Ramminger, Michael Brindle, Sean McHenry, Carl Mose, Neil Sims, and Eric Rhoten. He's awesome. If you'd like to support the show, you can head over to woodshop101podcast.com, woodshop101podcast.com/listen. Find the show notes for today's episode, and there will be links for small one-time donations and reoccurring donations. If you want to become a patron to our Patreon campaign, then head over to patreon.com/woodshop101. You can buy a Woodshop 101 podcast t-shirt, hoodie, or a Rev marker pack. Head to countrysideworkshop.com/shop for the link.
It's like you were reading that.
I know. I'm still not back yet. I gotta read it. Gotta read my script.
Just knocking the rust off. It's all right.
Yeah.
We don't rush.
Seriously.
We don't rush around here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a long month and a half.
Well, yeah, because I didn't record with Paul, which was so sad because he's right around the corner. But yeah, I've been gone.
So
for
it's
a long
been
time.
2 months.
Yeah.
Or more.
So that's why I'm a little rusty.
That was when was that, at the beginning? No, maybe not. I think at the beginning of June, right?
Yeah.
Or was that the end of May?
No, I think it was the end of May. I don't know.
My Alzheimer's not working.
But it's been a long time.
Yeah. Well, let's get into what's going on in the shop. Glen, you want to go first? Since you're the guest, let us know kind of what you are working on.
Sure. Well, I'm definitely doing some organization in the shop because I'm trying to figure out how to be more efficient. So that's at the top of the list right now. And other than that, I'm in Florida, so I am trying to put in a mini split, and I'll be doing that over the next 2 weeks or so because it get heated in there. So other than that, it's a bunch of projects that I'm planning out. That's about it.
Are you going to do the install the mini split yourself?
Yes.
Nice. That's something that I desperately want to do. I'm tired of sweating over my projects.
Yeah, definitely get toasty in there, But I guess I just get used to it because I'm in Florida and I've been here all my life. So. Yeah.
Where about in Florida?
I'm in a city called Port St. Lucie, which is about an hour north of West Palm, or basically in the middle of Orlando and Miami.
Okay.
Right up in there somewhere.
So it's like you said this already. I don't get it.
Deja vu.
We're letting everybody else know.
Oh, well, they don't need to know our business.
And if you want to tell everyone what you do, like what you do YouTube.
Give us
a little background about yourself.
A little bio about you.
Yeah. Okay. So, my journey started on YouTube. So I make a lot of content about do-it-yourself projects, and that's what my content are geared to. I show every step and try my best to inspire people to make them feel like they can create their own content. And I'm on social media, which is YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and I would say Twitter, but I never post there. So
somebody that
you sound like Jeremy.
Pain. Somebody that feels my pain. I don't understand your 160 characters.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So
what got you started in? Sorry, Jeremy, I cut you off.
Oh, yeah,
what got you started in woodworking?
Well, I think it had a lot to do with the job I was doing. I started off as a security technician, And I worked in a lot of multi-million-dollar homes, and I got inspired by seeing a lot of the designs and things in people's homes. And I just like, wow, people live like this. So, I just was a little inspired to get my own home and, excuse me, and start building. And, I felt like if I built my own things, I still have my tools. And I didn't, just realize that I spent a ton of money on furniture. So that's kind of where it started.
Nice.
Did you have any kind of prior experience woodworking at all? Like, did you do it in school when you were growing up or anything like that?
No, I just feel like I can do everything, so I give it a shot.
Nice. That's a good attitude to have. That's for sure.
Well, let's not be full of ourselves here, Glenn.
I'm just saying, you want the truth, right?
I like him already. He's going to tell you how it is. That's awesome.
So how long have you been doing YouTube?
I think September will probably be like 3 years since I've been posting do-it-yourself projects, but it's probably about, actually, since I posted my first video, I think it's probably been about just around 3 years now.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, I think it was like May when I May of 2015, I posted my first video changing like a gas filter or something on the car. And I was just posting a bunch of random stuff, and then I'm like, why am I not getting any subscribers? So I switched it up, started doing woodworking and other things, and it looked like it was working, so I stuck to it.
You think? Your channel is like crazy.
Your channel is awesome. It's bright. It's inviting. You're like I'm like addicted to watching them. And your Instagram, if anyone hasn't seen his Instagram is very clean. It's awesome. And immediately I was talking to one of my friends and I was like, have you seen Glenn? His Instagram is really bright and clean. So it's awesome. I need to pick your brain about how you edit your pictures.
Absolutely.
You just send your pictures to Glenn and then he'll send them back edited. That's how you do it.
To add more work to your plate.
Yeah. I mean, I do have time, I have a lot of time.
You have a lot of time on your hands.
Yeah.
I'll just send my whole month planned out to you. You could do all of them.
Sam will do it while she's sitting at the pool going, all right, Glenn, here's all my pictures.
Yeah.
Take it away.
So funny.
Nice. I barely get like day to day. I'm like, I need a picture for tomorrow. Let me go get a picture. I'm out here. Let me go ahead and get 2 or 3 more pictures so I don't have to worry about this again for 2 or 3 days.
I know. Well, I don't do a month. That was an exaggeration. I do like a week. And then I'm still like, I have nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So,
yeah.
like tomorrow I have nothing.
I think I get into the flow of things a little too much, and I start working, and it
forget.
Well, yes, and I think ISO-tunes kind of plays a downfall in that aspect, is because now like I'm listening to things in my ears, so I don't think about like where's my phone versus I usually leave my phone like out on the workbench or something so I could see it. But now most of the time, like I'm walking around the shop, I just throw it in my pocket and I don't ever think about it. So
yeah,
I think that's.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
Awkward dead air.
I know. I was going to say, that's like the hardest part when you put your phone down. And like, I'll be like, oh, I should have recorded that tip and trick. And then I'm looking all over the shop and I'm like, where is it? Is it in the finishing section? Like it's somewhere. And it takes me like 20 minutes to find my stupid phone. And it's like under a pile of wood.
Different sections.
That's what I was going to say. I was like, she has to walk to a section. I'm just like turning in a circle going, I don't see
Sam,
it.
you have this thing on your watch that beeps your phone?
I know. And it's always dead. This is always dead.
Well, then you should charge it.
I know. I know. I should do a lot of things that I forget to do.
So, all right. Well, Sam, what are you currently working on?
I just finished the walnut table today. So my client, we did a walnut top. It's a small table. It's probably the smallest one I've done. We did a whole walnut top, but then she wanted the legs painted. And so I was like, we're not making the bottom out of walnut. We'll make it out of maple. And then
poplar.
Yeah, but my poplar looked so fuzzy, and even after last time I got it, I put it through the planer, it was still fuzzy. So I was like, you know what, it was like a couple cents more to go to maple, so I just went to maple. But my client at the beginning, was like, I want the walnut top and bright white legs. And I was like, oh, okay, well, you want your walnut to be the showstopper. You don't want your legs to be popping out at you, like right when you walk up. And so
look at my leg.
I know, seriously. So thankfully I talked her into doing like a medium gray color. And it looks really good. I'm really excited. And I have off all next week. So I will be doing my first YouTube video. It will come out tomorrow when I have time next week. And then I have an IKEA hack that I'm going to work on for like these 2 dressers. So yeah, that's what I'm working on. And a mantle and some American Girl doll furniture. So next week it'll be a lot.
I'm guessing you're going to get blamed when she don't really like that gray against the walnut later.
I know. Well, I already showed her. I was like, you need to sign off, like on my contract, you have to sign off on the colors, because she was like, oh, I can't wait to see the white. And then I showed it to her and I was like, oh yeah, it's all right, and she was like, I hate it. I was like, oh gosh, and I hope she's not going to be like a hard client. And she's like a neighbor, so I was like bringing her samples, and thankfully she picked really quickly. But yeah, let's hope that she doesn't like it, because I made her change from white. But the white was just like, when you walk up, you want the walnut to be like in your face. Pow! You don't want the legs to be in your face. It just looked off to me.
Yeah.
If it was my table, I would have done like a charcoal or like a slate blue. Would have been.
You wouldn't have done
do work for clients.
Oh, you don't? Oh, yeah.
No.
This is why you probably don't. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you hadn't heard the worst of it, Glenn. There was a client that gave her all kinds of crap. That was like a whole episode that we talked about it.
Yeah, between
and you know what? Remember, I told
her
you
and Woodbrew.
Yeah, and they were telling us about like all their But it's funny because that client, remember, I built everything for them. I finished it. I just didn't do the built-ins. Super happy with everything. The only thing that I didn't get a picture of was the big barn door. Remember, I told you guys I was going to text the wife and be like, hey, when they install the barn door, it's my largest barn door today, because it was like 8 feet tall by 60 inches wide. It was huge. And there was no way to do a double one. So we had to do it all to one side. And she didn't respond. She didn't. So I was like stalking on her Instagram, and I saw a picture of it. I was so excited. So I was going to send it to you guys. I'll send it to you later. But yeah, I was so excited. But yeah, client work is difficult. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But it pays to have clients.
What do you got going on, Drew?
Dude, I'm busy. And I remember talking to Sam back before I went full time, and I was like, God, I would love to have your schedule. Now I've got it. But let's see. I just finished up a barn door today, putting down the lacquer spray on it. I have to install the hardware tonight after the show's over, and I have to install it tomorrow. I just got done installing a couple of pull-out drawers for an existing cabinet that a client wanted to upgrade, because all it was just a cabinet with a huge opening and a door, and there's no way he could do anything with it, so he wanted to upgrade it to a recycle bin and a trash can. So there's like 2 bins on the bottom, and then there's a pull-out tray above those that you can store all your bags and things. So that's what I got done doing this morning, and do the barn door tomorrow. And then I start work on a Walnut Dining Table with a Banquette pair. Hopefully I have that done in about 2 weeks, 1 week for each. I would like to hope. And I'm still getting jobs. It seems like every day. I had to pay a client visit a couple days ago for some built-in cabinetry in their dining room just off their kitchen. And then he texted me today and he said, dude, can you call me real quick? Okay. And he said, I need a barn door. Do you do barn doors? I was like, dude, I've been like the barn door king for the past couple months. So he gave me dimensions for that, so I got to send proposals for that as well. And then my highlight, and this isn't getting posted till what, Monday? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. it should happen around that time. But I got contacted by email last night for a local news company here in Oklahoma City, and they're referred to as News 9. And I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Gary England before, but he was featured on the movie Twister a while back. Anyway, he got recently replaced when he retired, and the storm chaser that replaced him is really, really, really big into tornadoes. And the news crew, the anchor crew, emailed me and asked about my tornado birdhouse that I made about 4 years ago. They found my YouTube video on it.
Oh, that's so funny.
And they asked if I could turn one around in the next few days and have it ready by Monday for his 50th birthday.
Oh, that's cool.
They were going to go halfers in on that, and they're going to present it to him on air, either the 5 or 6 or 10 o'clock show. So my business might get promoted with giving him a birthday gift.
That would be awesome.
Well, you got to send us the video clip if it goes out on there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna have to ask him.
So that's
Can I be on the news?
So
That's awesome.
I'm now that I've been back a week from vacation, and trying to catch up on all like the house chores and stuff for being gone for a month, and some other things like I guess apparently we had a pretty nasty windstorm while I was gone, and it ripped a screen door off my back screened porch, and did just a little bit of other damage. So I got to work on that. But my 12th wedding anniversary is tomorrow. So for everybody listening to this, it was on the 20th, on Friday. And I commissioned a lady to do like a digitized watercolor painting for my wife. Everybody, if you want to know kind of what it looks like, go look at on Instagram at TWC, I think it's TWC Customs. And that she does like what's called like love maps or something. So she has like different locations, like I think up to 6 you can pick, and she'll watercolor illustrate those on her iPad, those different locations and dates, and she'll like do your names and stuff. It's pretty cool. So I got one of those from her.
Like this?
No. Yeah, that's one of the love maps. Look at one that's just a solid white background that's got like just individual little pictures on it.
That's
so
cool.
She hasn't posted mine because I asked that she keep it private. I actually commissioned this back in like November, December. Yes, just like that. And the whole plan was to build like a nice frame for it, and time got away from me, so I was like, all right, like I have 1 week to do it. And of course, like anything else we do, we overcomplicate things. And so instead of like doing something basic and easy, I tried to do this extravagant frame, and I hated how it turned out. Like I hated the profile that I'd cut, so I cut the profile off of it, and then and redid all the profiles, and finally got it all together. And I'm doing like a laminated frame, so it's going to be maple for the frame, and then it's going to have a strip of sapele on the outside of it, and also all the profile is on the actual maple piece. So I got the sapele glued up tonight, just about a half hour before we started recording, and I'll go out and get sanding on it when we get off, and get some lacquer on it in the morning, just in time for her wedding anniversary gift. But that's what I've been doing all week, and I got a couple other things going on. Like I had a phone call. Literally, I got off the phone and walked in here and got on the computer from a guy to do an entire kitchen remodel. I don't know if I'll be doing cabinets, but it's going to include countertops. It's going to include like all the I'm going to do everything. I'll be doing sink, all the plumbing and everything to go with that. And part of that, I think I talked about, because you wanted like everything butcher block, and it just wouldn't. It would clash with the cabinets unless he replaced the cabinets or painted the cabinets. It would just clash. And so I think we're gonna do like a solid stone, and then I'm gonna do his island or like his bar top out of butcher block. So
Very cool.
I don't know when like that will happen, but my guess is it's gonna happen rather quickly. So we'll see how that goes. I was less than enthused to do everything, but it's the money, and if the money's right, then maybe I'll subcontract out some of the things like the plumbing instead of wasting my time doing that. So
If you do the plumbing, I would do it with PEX. It's so fast.
oh yeah, I mean I've done it in the past. You can't do PEX under the sink though, can you?
Just for the incoming water, yeah, but you can't do the drains and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like I'm gonna I'll be redoing the drains, and I'll probably. So he sent me like a list of products that he like had already picked out, sink and stuff. And one of the things he picked out was like the brand new Moen garbage disposal. And I think if you want to know like what it looks like, go look up
Benueda.
Yeah, Benueda. What's his channel? Homemade Modern, right? The garbage disposal that he used to like in his Home Depot promo or whatever. I'll be using that garbage disposal, so it'll be interesting. I'm hoping to get some more like woodworking projects in it, but we'll see. So,
yeah, these same people that contacted me about that barn door and those built-in cabinets, they said, "Do you do kitchens?" I was like, I can do the cabinets, but I can't do all of the demo. Let's just say I won't do it. I can do it. I won't do it.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
It is. I say I can come in here after things have been framed out, maybe even sheetrocked in. I'll come in with a story stick and I'll take measurements for everything that you need, lay it out 3D, and then I'll build it. But I'm not gonna tear it apart.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna lean that way and go do it because there's probably there's very potential for deep pockets. I know the guy, so I know how much he pays for things. So I'm gonna kind of use that to my advantage. He likes to pay top dollar for things.
Well, give him top dollar.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to use that to my advantage. So
Yeah, that's like the worst. I have a client coming up that is an athlete, and I'm like, I'm not, they're awesome, so I'm just gonna, but it's awkward when you're like, I know what,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know my last client was like,
because then you look at it and you're like, am I charging this price because I know that they can pay it? Or am I charging this price because it's fair?
Yeah, seriously, right? But I'm just going to charge like a normal client.
My last client was an attorney.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, so.
You need more work?
Yeah, seriously. I'm hoping that they just give my name to I'll give them a good deal and they just give my name to everyone and just trickle.
You got other attorney friends?
Yeah, because they just won a championship. I'm not going to say any names, but it's going to be hopefully awesome. So, September.
Yeah. Glenn, you have any projects coming up that you want to talk about? That
we know you don't do work for clients, so just
no.
He's like, absolutely not.
I want no part of that. I mean, I don't have anything right now because I had to fly out next week, actually Saturday. So I don't have anything planned right now until I get back. When I'm gone, then I'm going to plan out a few things because I've been in the shop just trying to get it cleaned up and organized. And I don't have anything planned right now because I don't really plan my projects weeks out or anything like that. It's when I get done with this one, I just think about what do I feel like doing next.
That's nice.
That's kind of what it is. So it's about how I feel that day, before I get started. And then when I get started, now I'm sucked into that project.
Very nice. What has been your favorite project?
I don't know. I don't really get too attached to what I do. So I don't really know if I have a favorite project. I I guess if I can think back, maybe like the Murphy bet I made because I made it so cheap, so that was probably something that was interesting because I had like 3 days to make it and I was able to get it done. So I was really excited about that.
Why such a tight deadline?
Well, at the time, my girlfriend, her parents were coming in and I was trying to figure out what to do. And then like it was winding down and it was like 3 more days before they came in and I just didn't have a choice. I was trying to think too much and I'm just going to Home Depot. I bought like 5 sheets of plywood and I'm just going to get started. I don't care what happens. And then, yeah, that's what happened.
Nice.
I'd be like, cinder blocks and a sheet of plywood and a mattress. There you go.
Well, I didn't want to build something. I didn't want to build something that I would have to throw away. So I feel like if I'm going to build it, I wanted to hold on to it. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's what that was.
Nice. That's awesome.
So do you usually keep everything you make or do you give it away to friends and family?
Well, right now I've kept most of the things, but I think a lot of this stuff is probably going to go to like charity or some of it. Whatever I can't sell, then I'm just going to take it to like charity or something. And
that's cool.
But yeah. The only way I sell something is like if it's done already, but I'm not like taking on a project because you want me to make something.
Yeah. You're like, no custom orders.
No. I've spent 12 years in the business dealing with clients and they can't make their mind up on things. So I just don't know if I want that in my business that I control now. So
yes. And that's a crazy thing. Definitely dealing with clients. I went to school for interior design and then I kind of got into woodworking because of my grandpa, but it's crazy. They like really don't know what they want. And you really have to guide them. Like you have to read them. And then when you do get that awesome client that they know exactly what you want, you cherish that client and you like hope that they come back for more. That's for sure. You're like, do you need anything else, Bill? Because you were like really awesome.
Be like
how do you guys
outside their house.
How do you guys get your clients? Do you just like word of mouth or you promote? Like what do you do to get your clients?
So far, it's a lot of word of mouth, but I got my first set of clients through Facebook Marketplace. I posted a client build on the marketplace and just said, hey, anybody else need one of these? And lo and behold, I got tons of requests. Now, I only picked up probably about 10% of the requests, but still, 10% out of 100, still 10 clients. So
yeah, that's awesome.
That's kind of how I got started. And then, like Sam, it's word of mouth spreads after that.
Mm-hmm. I haven't put anything out just yet. I work with like some local boutiques. But since I still have my other job, I haven't put anything. I haven't marketed myself too much because I am always booked. But I was thinking of doing the marketplace actually. So I'll text you after.
Yeah, I was going to tell you, it's like we need to talk because I've learned a couple of things here and there that you might not want to do.
We'll just because
you should share them. Yeah,
other people might have this same question.
So why not use marketplace? Or what's the pros and cons?
Well, the pros are you're gonna get tons of responses.
The cons, they don't.
One of the cons is they don't want to pay for it.
Yeah.
Because when they go to the marketplace, they're looking for garage sale type finds. Another con is you're going to get a bunch of people responding to you, and you're only going to get about maybe 10 or 5%. So that's a con. It does take a lot of effort to respond to all those people, so that's a con. But it does get your hopes up a little bit too.
Yeah, definitely.
The bad thing that I've noticed is if you're posting things that are of a higher dollar, like dining tables. Like I said, they're looking for a deal. They're not going to pay the price for dining table. So if you're going to post things on Marketplace, it needs to be small, handheld, cash carry kind of thing, like cutting boards, things like that aren't terribly expensive, that they wouldn't expect like sticker shock.
Mm-hmm.
But that gets your
name
out there a little bit.
Yeah, I figured they didn't want to pay.
When you respond to them, to give them, a quote, do you actually go through the full thing like you would a regular client, or do you say, okay, hey, that's roughly going to be X amount of dollars, and see if they bite? Because something like to me, something like that when you know that like you're gonna have very small percentage of them actually carry through, to put in that amount of work behind every single estimate you do for them. Say you put out and you get 100 people. Well, that's 100 like full bids you got to put on that most of them aren't going to bite on, and you just wasted a lot of that time that could have been tailored towards your current clients or the ones that are actually going to put the deposit down.
Well, in one of the things I learned in direct sales back whenever I was younger is to kind of bait the hook and see what bites. And if you just flat out tell them it's going to be this much, most of the time that just scares them off and they don't want to respond. So I try and leave it open-ended by saying, if you're interested in this, what I can do is send you a informal estimate. And these estimates are kind of like cut and paste type things. I just make one. I don't assign a name. I just put the project on there and put an amount, and I'm able to respond to 100 people very quickly by doing that. Now, if I customize it to each individual, yes, it would take a lot of time, and that's just time I don't have. So just make an informal estimate and just put, like a more or less, or product choices or hardware choices, can vary cost, something like that leaves it more open-ended. But whenever I approach them on the marketplace, when I say, would you like to have an informal estimate sent to you and we can talk further, the ones that are a little more serious are the ones that follow up. If they see that and they're like, I don't want to go through all that crap, then they go away. And those are the people I don't want to mess with anyway. Mm-hmm. And even the ones that do bite for the informal estimate, I might get about half. So, you still lose some, even though the ones that do bite. But you always want to leave your questions and your follow-ups kind of open-ended so you can try and lure them in. Because the ultimate thing is to close the deal. And if you give them sticker shock right off the bat, you're not going to close that deal.
Yeah. It's hard because people think that some people on there think that they're probably going to get a good deal because you're building it, and it's not like Pottery Barn. But ours is better than Pottery Barn. And then they're shocked when you're like, oh, it's this much for the same exact thing. Then they're shocked. But the clients that do bite are the good clients that you want to work with, unless they're super picky or end up being rude. But other than that, those are the clients you want because they're going to pay.
Yeah, and leaving things open-ended also allows you to be able to kind of feel your client out and see if there are any red flags that pop up. Mm-hmm. And that's one thing you have to know how to read people, and that just comes with experience.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Now, as for being that you guys work with a lot of clients and stuff, do you guys feel like you are good at managing time or putting the right amount of time to a project? Because that's one of the things that would scare the crap out of me is I know that I would never get that time right.
It's different for both of us because you're on a quick turnaround.
Yeah, I try and do my turnarounds in a week. I give each project a week, and sometimes I'll get it done faster. Sometimes it takes me just a little bit longer. But I have a really good grasp of what my efficiency is, how fast I can do things. So I can judge per day what I can get accomplished. And that's something I also do is I set goals for that particular project. It's like, okay, I'm going to mill up the wood today, and if I have time, I'll do some of the joinery. If not, I'll do the joinery tomorrow and glue up by the end of the day. It's just kind of how you want to lay out your day. And my finish routine, I've got it down pretty pat now. With spray lacquer, I can do an entire project sprayed, ready to leave the shop in about 2 hours.
That's awesome.
And that's just something I would have never learned unless I had talked to Todd Clippinger. He kind of shown me the light there, because my finish was like a day or two, sometimes 3, because everything took so long to dry.
Yeah, and cure, and you don't. It was
ridiculous.
That's hard. I'm on a different boat than Drew, because I have another job that I start at 1 most days, and then in the summer it's like all day, every day. There's weeks where I have, they're in camp or whatnot, but it's tough because, so I always quote mine like 6 to 8 weeks, depending on what it is. And we have a system where we're like, okay, well, same thing. We know we need to mill up the wood. We know we're going to do this on this day and this on this date and hopefully this by that date. And my grandpa, being a woodworker for like 52 years, he kind of has the time down pretty well. But he is like super perfectionist, which sometimes when doing custom work, you want it to be perfect for your client, but sometimes he takes the long road to get to somewhere that could go direct. So like the other day I was like, oh, well, we could just do it like this. But we wasted like 45 minutes taking the long road when we ended up just doing back at what I suggested. So that's the only thing that's tricky. If you get like that, but actually Gramps hasn't even been like, he didn't even really touch the walnut table, other than helping me flip it over. So lately he hasn't been in the shop with me. He's working on something for my grandma. And this is hilarious because she asked for a time frame and she was like, I want to know when you're going to start and when you're going to be finished.
She knows you too well.
It was so funny. And she was like, and you and Samantha are just going to have to share the shop because my grandpa, he doesn't like to work on multiple projects at a time. And I always have multiple projects going on at a time. So he's like, well, I can't work on your file cabinets until Samantha has like a break. I'm like, Grandpa, we can share the shop. Like, it's big enough for the both of us. And my grandma sat us down at lunch and she was like, Dave, you're just going to have to learn how to share the shop and have 2 projects in at the same time. And then that's when she was like, I want a start date and a finish date. It was hilarious. It's like, Grandma laying down the law. It was awesome. So, yeah.
I do feel your pain when it comes to the half days, though, Sam, because right now, because my daughter is out of school, I spend the entire morning with her, and then I get out in the shop by 1, sometimes 12, but most of the time it's 1. And then I work until April comes home, which is usually 4:30. So summer, which is probably right now, I only have this summer to judge, but it's my busiest time so far, and my time's cut in half. So I'm having to be even more efficient in the things that I do and managing my time because I can't spend all day out there anymore.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, and for the people that are doing it while they have another job, it's hard to get out there. And especially if you're also doing client work on top of having another job, it's hard. And definitely time management is really good. And sometimes I let Instagram get in the way of that. Because I'll be like sitting there like scrolling and then I'm like, oh crap, that was just an hour of my time that I needed in the shop. So definitely plan your day out and like try and lose your phone more often. Like that's what I keep telling myself. I just need to lose my phone more often and I won't check it. So yeah, it's hard.
So I see I'm completely opposite there. When I'm in the shop, like the Instagram, nothing. Like I forget to check text messages, and then like tonight it was my wife asking about dinner, and she wasn't home, and like she comes home all grumpy because I didn't answer, and I'm just like, well, like I'm in the shop and just like cranking out it, so that's definitely the opposite for me. But I do find that hindering on the content production side because I'm not out there showing as much of the build process, or I find that I'm like, oh, wait, I just like built this whole thing and took like 3 pictures, when I could have taken a week's worth of pictures for Instagram. So I do find that hinders me because I do get so like focused, and it's usually because I only have like an hour or 2 in the shop. Like on days when I work, I'll get home about like 3, and I try to go into the shop until like dinner happens. So it's usually about an hour and a half or 2 hours, and then I might get another half hour, maybe an hour, back out in the shop. But most times I try to just like go spend that with the kids because I haven't seen them all day. So now that's my summer routine. During school, I actually I may get about 2 or 3 hours a week, not including the weekend, just because I get home and I got to cook dinner and I got to help the kid with the son with his homework, and everything like that. So it's like I may get like an hour after dinner while they're getting a bath and stuff like that. So right now I can get a little bit more shop time than what I usually do, and that's just because my wife took some time off from work and is actually transitioning careers. So that's playing out benefit for me being able to get projects done. So
That's awesome.
So, all right. Well, let's get into some products. Let's talk about product recommendations. Sam, what do you want to recommend?
Okay, so I know that I hope everyone has Harbor Freight where they live.
What's that?
I know, right? Sorry. But I don't know. Some people, I don't know. Anyways, I'm recommending Harbor Freight because I got a new tool in the shop, which is really exciting. I got a welding kit, a Lincoln Electric welding kit. I'm so excited to start welding. Anyways, the 210, the MIG welder. So I wanted to find somewhere to store it, and then that can store the gas tanks behind it. It has wheels on it, so we can wheel it like in a corner, and then when we need it, wheel it out, because we're only going to be really using it for like table bases or small other little things. I'm not going to be welding anything huge. And then they also have this awesome table, a metal table where we can clamp things to, and there's metal, oh my gosh, fences that we can like line things up. So I'm definitely recommending them because they have awesome accessories and they're really cheap. Like I think it was like $40 for the cart and $60 for the awesome table, and it like moves and turns and tilts. It's pretty awesome. I know everyone knows it's cheap, but I was like, this is awesome. And they have a coupon.
Did you use your 20% off coupon?
I did. I was really excited. So I always forget to think that, to like look there. Like we have some wheelie things. What are those things called?
Dollies?
No.
What's a wheelie thing?
They're like 4 wheels on it, and it's like
a skateboard.
Furniture dolly?
A skateboard?
A furniture dolly. I like put our pieces on there and move them around the shop.
Yeah,
so like I said, a dolly.
A dolly.
Wait, I thought a dolly was like that thing that you like host, like
A dolly is anything that carries something, whether it be a furniture dolly or be like a appliance dolly.
Okay, so yeah, a dolly. That's what I got. Those I got there, they were like $5. They were awesome. We built our own, but I mean, for $5.
How big is your shop? Because you're talking about rolling things around, and I'm like, I just like push things over there, like
I don't know, like 2,500 square feet. Yeah.
It's like the size of their first floor because it's a basement.
Yeah. So it's my grandpa's house, and it's in his basement. He has every tool known to man. When I started, I grew up watching him build.
Clearly not, because he didn't have this like.
He didn't have a welder.
Stuff.
Yeah, he's never dealt with welding before. So we've been reading the like manual, and my grandpa reads.
What was that you were just saying? Long road.
Seriously. He read every page of that manual. I was like, oh, let's just skip through. Let's go on YouTube. Let's watch some YouTube videos. And he's like, no, we need to learn. And I was like, okay. But his friend down the street, it's perfect. He has a Lincoln Electric welder too. But I was like, all right, let's do this. So it will be fun.
Your grandpa, he's like one of those people that never goes against the tag.
Yeah.
If it says dry clean only,
exactly. He is like by the books. He's awesome. But there is one thing that I'll tell you guys, like when we're not recording, that he does. It's hilarious. But yeah. So you guys will see me welding soon, shortly, hopefully. We're going to try and work on it next week when I have off. So.
Yeah, my brother's been into welding since he was like 14 or 15, and he's like 45 now, something like that, 44. Mm-hmm. And he has worked with TIG, MIG, arc, or stick welders. He grew up on stick welders, so I mean he knows how to weld.
That's awesome.
Globs of crap together. But right now we're in the process of trying to close another deal with another client, and it's a a 5 foot tall, or excuse me, not 5 foot tall, 10 foot tall by 5 foot wide double of those metal and wood barn doors for a big warehouse.
Will it be like an enclosure around the wood?
Yeah, it'll be 2-inch square tubing for the skeleton with I hope I use this term correctly. I think it's a mutton going across the middle, or just a divider going across the middle. And then there'll be 2 wood panels in the middle, and then a piece of 2-inch wide by 1/8 inch thick strap metal that will go across the wood in an X formation. It won't be welded to the metal. It'll just be decorative, but it'll be screwed to the wood. It'll look like a barn door and act like a barn door, but it'll be made out of metal and wood.
Nice.
I know. I love those. That I hope, like, I didn't know anything about welding when I got this thing, the welder.
Do you still know anything about welding?
No, I'm still learning. I'm a visual person, so I got to watch someone do it, and then I'll be like, okay, I got it, and then I'll be good. But like the rods, like that to me is insane. Like, because I guess ours is MIG, and technically you can do the TIG. I'll have to send you guys. It's a new one.
The stick welder takes a lot of practice.
Yeah, that's hard. But like those big rods that you can put, do you do welding, Glenn?
I don't.
It's really cool. So you can use the rods, and I don't know if Drew, if I'm using it right. It's like a big rod, it's like a sparkler almost, and then you can like just roll down like your seam, and it gets smaller and smaller and smaller. That like blew my mind. I was like, that is awesome.
That's a stick or an arc welder.
Yeah,
That's
the kind of welding I know how to do.
You just have to hold it at an angle and just keep an eye on your stick, and you just have to get closer and closer and closer until you're, out of rod.
Yeah.
But
it will be fun. I'm really excited. I've been dying to do it. My mom's been dying to do it. They sent us like the strong woman helmet with like the bandana. It's really sweet.
On top of the one that you got from Workbench.
I know. I was like, oh, it's perfect. We have one. So Gramps has a helmet and I have a helmet. So you can tell which one's mine because it has like what does she say?
I don't know.
You're that girl that has the head bandana and she has the rolled up shirt.
Oh, there's a name for her.
Yeah. What's
Rosie
her name?
the Riveter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
her.
it's who you're thinking of.
I think that's her. So it will be fun. So that's my product tool.
Right.
The whole store.
The whole store. You can find some good deals in there.
I wrote that in there for you, by the way.
What?
Yeah, because she didn't fill in show notes. Only we did.
I did. I
did
typed
that.
in Harbor Freight.
Well, it didn't stick.
All right, Glenn. Well, what's something you want to recommend?
Well, right now I'm releasing I think a video tomorrow on a new version of a crosscut sled I made, circular saw crosscut sled. So I'm using the DeWalt 60-volt saw, and that thing is a beast. Like I can't believe how much power that battery powered saw has.
Is that the worm drive one?
Yes, the worm drive. Yeah, it's really awesome.
Yeah, I've seen that around. I need a new circular saw, and I've really been looking at that one. But the price on it kind of keeps me from getting it.
Yeah,
Kick you in the butt, Jeremy?
It's half as much as a Festool track saw.
Oh my gosh! Really?
For the saw and the battery combo is like $350 or something.
Yeah, it's around $360.
Yeah.
How deep does it cut? Do you know that?
In the 7.25 inch blade.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think it cut either just over or just under. I think just over 2.5 inches or something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are the wheels spinning, Sam?
Yeah, they are.
I like it. So, worm drive traditionally has more power and usually more control because you're driving from the back of the saw instead of usually on the side of it.
Yeah.
And you see a lot of it in more construction grade, but I use my buddy's. He had a rigid corded circular saw that was worm drive, and when I used it to rebuild his entire back porch, and I was like, dude, I'm in love with this thing. I want to get a worm drive so bad. And I saw that DeWalt came out with a battery operated one. I was sold like until I saw the price. And I'm like, let's think about this a little bit longer because that's a big investment.
Yeah, it definitely is. But, you know, I mean, I guess not having the cord is also a plus, and that battery lasts like all day.
That's good.
Like that battery is like massive.
Nice.
Heard the sensor.
That's awesome.
That's good.
So you haven't ran into any issues with the power? It delivers enough power.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
It basically, I mean, everything I put on it, you know, it just ate right through it.
I like that the battery slides down inside of it instead of like most other saws or tools that connects, you know, on the back or on the side or something like this. Slides down right in the middle of it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
I'm looking it up right now.
It needs to make a transformer noise when you slide it in too.
click on that link in the show notes there. Oh, never mind. I didn't put that link in the show notes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it just takes some getting used to because the blade's on the left-hand side, and I'm used to the blade being on the right-hand side.
Yeah. I think, I'm used to the blade being on the right too. But more I think about it, though, I think I would like the blade on the left-hand side for the fact that I can see where I'm cutting.
I'm warming up to it now, but I guess I got so used to the right hand, you know, with the blade being on the right-hand side. And but I don't think it's a big issue. I think most people think they put the blade on backwards because it's being that the motor is on the right-hand side and you have to put the blade on a certain way. It look like you're putting it on backwards if you look at the labels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think there's a few other out there, right? Ryobi's is on the left.
They're left. Yeah, they're left. And my Porter cable
I was just going to say my
left.
Porter cable is left because that's what we have, Porter cable.
And I think the Milwaukee's are on the right. I don't know about Rigids.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they're on the right.
I don't think I've ever had a saw that wasn't on the left.
Really? Huh.
Me neither.
I don't think I've ever had one that's been on the left. I've had a couple of them. I don't think any of them have been on the left, but I think everyone I've had has been Craftsman.
I think I had bought that, the rigid one with the worm drive, and it was on the left, and I took it right back to the store because it wasn't comfortable for me, so I took it right back.
Are you going to take that DeWalt one back?
No, because
or you can ship it to DC.
I'm getting used to it now, you know, so it's kind of nice.
I want to know what the reason was when you took it back.
Oh man, I got home and I was in the store and I'm playing with it, and it's like for whatever reason it didn't hit me that the blade was on that side, and I just didn't like the way it felt, and I took it home, and then I was about to cut, so I'm like, you know, I just don't like this. So I put it back in the box and took it back, and that's probably, I think I was like last year, you know, I was like, I can't get used to this. Like I have to change all my jigs in the shop just to use this thing, so I have to do all that now. But it's a saw without a cord, so I think I kind of gave in.
Yeah. You just put it on the counter. Yes, I need a right-handed saw, please.
Right.
This is a lefty.
This is for those left-handed people.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, what do you got to recommend, Drew?
My new best friend is actually a light that I used on my install today, and I posted it on my Instagram tonight as well. But whenever I'm doing installs in cabinets aren't exactly the brightest thing to work in, and a flashlight sometimes can be a little, a pain to use. I recently received from Ryobi an 18-volt hybrid LED project light. And I've got another light that I've got in the shop, too. I haven't posted anything about it. But just so you know, I have been using it this whole time since we got online on the low setting on one of their smaller batteries. And the battery is still at full charge. And it's got three... Here, let me show you how bright the sucker is. That's off. There's bright.
I was like, he's not going to be able to turn it back on.
He's like, well, I can't recommend that now.
Well, I had to point it up. and then that's dimmer, and then low. And that's what I've been having it set on all day, or all podcast. And I used that inside the cabinet, and it just lit up the whole thing to where I was able to see everything to mount the drawer slides. And it was also compact enough, because it's positional, that I could fit it inside that big drawer opening, so I could shine up inside the drawer and mount it to the drawer front. So I've been real pleased with it. But let me see if I can show it to you without with the camera picking it up or not. May not be able to pick it up too well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we can see it.
No, that's
But
nice.
the head will fold, and then it'll go all the way back too. And it's got a little ring at the top of it, so it can be hung up somewhere.
Nice.
So I like it. Oh, and plus it's got a magnet on it for screws. That came in handy too when I was installing the drawer slides.
Yeah, I could tell you had the LED on you because I can see the lines going to your screen the whole time.
Yeah, the flickering, which
Yeah.
I don't understand the technology behind like why LEDs flicker in video, but like
It's
fluorescent.
because of I think it's because of the refresh rate. Like I think the LEDs are moving either. I think is it a little faster or slower? I can't remember. Like it's the speed that they're flickering. Like they're flickering the whole time, but they're flickering like really fast, and the camera is picking up a lot of that
and
flicker.
slowing it down.
Yeah.
I never noticed until I just enlarged my screen. I was like, oh crap, I am flickering.
It's like, you just got a fan on over there. That's all.
And that's funny that this is bringing up the conversation because I sucked into a conversation with Adam over at Lazy Guy DIY. And by the way, Adam, if you're listening to this, congrats on the new baby.
Cute.
Go ahead and name it Jeremy.
Sam.
It's a boy.
Or Glenn. Sam. Oh, Can Sam be a boy's name?
No.
Look
Look
at it, think about it. Look, no, it can't because I know too many Sams that are girls now, so I can't look at it as a boy's name anymore.
Well, he would be awesome because me and the other Sam would adopt him.
Dramery. Dramery me.
Yeah, there we go.
That's a good thing.
But anyway, so I had this conversation. Like he posted something on Facebook about like wanting like more dedicated shop lights. Like he has photo lights with like the big softbox and stuff, but he's wanting something like more in the rafters. And somebody said something about LEDs, and he said, "Oh, I have a current like LED tube overhead," and he was like, "Watch this video." He's like, "I don't like it because it flickers," and I've never noticed it, but now that like he pointed out, and now I look at that at light, and I watch this video, I was like, "Oh, that really does flicker." And we're going back and forth on like what type of bulbs like you should really use for video to drown that out. And I was like, well, I mean, every time I've shot the video, I've used just like CFLs inside like clamp lights. It's like, I mean, you might want something expensive, but that's pretty cheap and it works. So like I never knew that until like 2 days ago.
Yeah, I only have LEDs in my shop. Like I had the flicker at first. I can't remember like what I did, but like I replaced my lights, and that's all I have is LEDs, and I don't get the flicker. But you just got to make sure that your camera is set to 60 hertz. Based on your if they're 120 or whatever hertz they have as far as their powers in the house. Just got to match that, and I think I had to adjust a few settings in my camera, let it know that I was inside or something like that. I had to do a few settings in my camera to kind of eliminate that flicker because I was experiencing that at first, but I don't see it anymore.
We just switched out all LED or LED.
Well, you'll have to take a look at it when you start shooting the video and see if you're seeing it in yours.
Well, we shot some videos last weekend and we had them up. I didn't see any.
Well, see, it's not, unless you know that what you're looking for, it's not really noticeable. Like your eye doesn't want to catch it, unless you know. Because now that you know you're looking at it, can you see it on your screen?
Yeah.
So that's when you know what to look for, then you usually catch it. But so
it would also show up if you speed up your video, you would see like the light changing really fast as well. So that would be an indication. But
that's like the like when you do the slow-mo on your phone. If you have LED, it like goes. It's like a strobe light.
yeah, because it's trying to slow down the refresh. That makes sense. Never thought about it like that. So, all right. Well, I want to recommend the Yell Alexa door lock. It's from Yell, and it's the little touchpad lock that hooks up to Alexa. For I don't know, 4 years or longer, probably longer than that. 6 years maybe. I used.
Oh my god.
The quick set or the touchpad lock. I think what is it? Quick set? Is that who makes it?
Yeah.
I used theirs for the longest time. We moved here a couple years ago, and I didn't purchase a new lock for the house, and I didn't bring the ones with me because they were already like 4 years old. And so just happened to be on Prime Day, you know, I'm just kind of looking around at deals, and they had this one that hooks up to Alexa on sale for like $150 off or something. Like I got it for a pretty good deal. I got it for about like $120 or something. And so I got it, and I wasn't real keen on the Yell brand. I really like that Quickset brand because it has the ready key where you can rekey anytime. But I was like, for the price, I'll give it a try. And I got it put in. It hooks up to Alexa, and it's just like it's awesome. I like the fact that like at night, I can say, Alexa, go to bed or whatever. Whatever key I want to, like, phrase I want it to say, and it'll like turn off the lights, like at least all the like smart lights I have. It'll lock the door, and set the thermostat to a different temperature. So I really like that the lock is integrated now. I wish I would have had and bought two more for the door leading to the shop, and then the one in the back. So those will probably get purchased pretty quickly. But yeah, if you like the convenience of not carrying a key, definitely look into it. And if you want something that's automated, like I'm trying to make my house a little bit smarter, so like I'm not always keeping like outside lights on when I know I'm leaving. That way I have things set on timers. Definitely check out Yell. I'm very surprised with it.
Have you ever tried to unlock your house from the outside calling Alexa?
No, because I don't have
The app on your phone?
No, I do. Are you talking about through the app, or are you talking about like yelling Alexa loud enough?
Just yelling Alexa loud and see if she can hear you.
No, I don't know. I might have to try that, like on the side.
She probably would hear you.
I don't know. Maybe on the side of my house, like where it's at.
Well, now I know how to break into Jeremy's house.
Well, you have to know where my Alexa's at, because if you're by the front door, the Alexa's nowhere close to it.
What command you use?
He thought about it for a quick second. He's like,
He's like, I'm going to South Carolina.
Does the lock have anything written on it that has to do with Alexa? I mean, would somebody know that is an Alexa lock?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all.
Really cool. The ring was just on sale for.
A lot of them were.
Funny story. My friend asked for a ring for Christmas, like a legit, like nice ring, and her husband got her the ring. She was like, I finally put it up like a week ago. Yeah, she was like, I didn't tell him, but I just accepted it anyway.
I mean, that's actually pretty funny.
You should get her the Evie the ring.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, there's no indication on it at all that it hooks up to a smart device. But I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a try. And walk outside close to where it would be. But I don't know. I don't know, because in the house I got to talk like pretty loudly to get Alexa to respond. So
Might
and you
need
just
a couple
I
more.
can just see your neighbors across the street looking like those people on Bewitched, going, "Edna, he's out there yelling at his house."
So, yeah, I don't know. I have to give it a try. We'll see. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow when everybody else is at work and I'm at home. So like, my neighbors aren't around. So I'm out there like screaming. Nobody's gonna call the cops. Like he's trying to like murder his wife or something. Be like, it's not even my wife's name. So.
Meanwhile, your neighbor Alexa is wondering why you're calling her name.
Yeah. She's like, what?
Okay. I would like to remind you, if you listen to the show on iTunes, to please give us a 5-star rating. It helps us reach a greater audience. And thanks so much for tuning in, guys. It's been a long time since we've been on, so happy to be back.
You can tell we haven't talked to each other in a while. We're all laughing pretty good.
Yeah. Well, normally we laugh a lot.
No, true.
That one day where we couldn't stop laughing. That was the best.
It was so funny.
But it was just us. That was hilarious.
Well, Glenn, I know that we've done a little bit of bio about you, but for the people that have never found your channel, which I don't know why, because your channel is just crazy high, but if they haven't met you before or got in contact with you before, how would they go about doing so if they wanted questions answered?
Well, the best way if you want to talk to me directly is probably through Instagram. That's the easiest way. And you can find me there at More DIY Creators. But if you want to see more of what I do, it's mainly on YouTube. And you can just search DIY Creators there or just go to YouTube/DIY Creators. And you can find what I do there. So I'm all about doing it yourself. So that's what I do. I show people how to do things themselves.
Nice.
Love it.
All right. Ladies first, Sam.
You guys can find me on Instagram mainly, Sam Ryan Designs, and then my website will be up and running. Well, it's up and running, but you guys can email me too at samryandesigns.com. samryandesigns@gmail.com. That was my website. I was thinking of my website.
Email me at Jeremy. Go ahead, dude.
You can find me again primarily on Instagram at Countryside Workshop, or you can pretty much find links to anything else through my website countrysideworkshop.com. You can email me through that. Reach Facebook, anything. Not Twitter. So
I was gonna go Twitter.
yeah, not Twitter. So if you,
it's got a Dusty in here. Sorry.
My assistant, for some reason, has taken some time off, and he hasn't been following my Twitter, so I don't know if anybody's seen anything over there.
Screw that, I quit.
You can't quit something you weren't getting paid to do.
Oh, true. Well, then I shouldn't have ever done it in the first place. Well, if you guys want to get in contact with myself, rhwoodshop.com is the easiest place, or Instagram through DM. My direct email is rhwoodshop@gmail.com. And if you want to get in contact with the podcast, we have an email, which is kickback@woodshop101podcast.com. And don't forget about our voicemails. I know we had one pretty recently back in May. I don't think we've had one since then. Looking forward to hearing some more. But the number is 409-234-3959. And if you have the voice memo app on your phone, which I think that last voicemail was done that way. It sounded really, really clear. Mm-hmm. You can record your voicemail on that voice memo app on your phone and send it to the email that I just listed, and we can play those on the air, give some kickback feedback. If you just want to call and tell us that we're awesome, we don't care what it is. We just want to hear about it. But we want to thank Glenn for being on the show. He's also going to be on our after show. And for the patrons of our account, you guys will be privy to that after show. So, Glenn, thanks a lot for being on the show. It's been a blast.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, man, it's been awesome.
So for the rest of us, we want to thank Glenn once again, and we want to tell you guys to please be safe in your shops. and we will talk to you on the next podcast episode. So from Jeremy, Sam, and myself, 1, 2, 3.
Boom.
Boom.